Have you ever thought about how self-pleasure changes as we get older? The truth is that masturbation can take on whole new meanings in our golden years, offering comfort, connection, and healing. But what happens when it goes from a healthy habit to something more complicated? In this video, we'll talk about the actual reality of masturbation in old age, from its empowering benefits to the emotional challenges that many people face. Stay with us until the end to learn how finding balance can have a profound effect on your health, both physically and emotionally. Click the bell to get all of our newest material. I want to know what you think about today's topic. If you like it, please leave a 1-star comment below. If you don't like it, please leave a 0. Your feedback is crucial to me as it guides me in creating more engaging videos that align with your interests. Allow us to begin. Let's delve into the intricate and frequently misinterpreted topic of pleasure in old age. We'll bust some myths and face the harsh truth about how this personal practice can change the lives of those who do it, both through its freeing joys and its more complicated emotional undertones. We aim this conversation to resonate deeply with adults, particularly those experiencing the profound transformations that accompany aging. Masturbation is more than just a physical act. It's an exploration of one's deepest desires and a place of self-connection that can soothe the mind, body, and soul. No matter what age, everyone has the ability to feel positive physically while letting go of emotional tension. However, as we age, this practice becomes increasingly complex due to the natural changes that occur in our bodies, which were once intense. During the golden years, hormone changes affect how sensitive the body is and how the rhythms of desire change. However, pleasure does not fade. It just gets more complex, personal, and deep for those in their golden years. Masturbation can become a close way for older people to reconnect deeply with their bodies as testosterone and estrogen levels drop. While sexual desire may not be as strong as it once was, it still persists and yearns for deeper, more private exploration. Self-stimulation becomes an empowering act of rediscovery, free from the often overwhelming expectations or pressures that intimacy and youth can bring. It is a place where one can reconnect with their body's needs and desires. Realizing that pleasure is still a real way to live your life, no matter what age, has huge physical and emotional benefits. Self-pleasure on a regular basis has many health benefits, especially for older adults, according to a medical study. Physically, it maintains blood flow to the genital area, safeguarding vital organs from atrophy, a condition that can occur due to insufficient use. But perhaps even more importantly, the emotional and mental benefits are immeasurable. When you masturbate, your body releases endorphins, which are strong chemicals that make you feel good. They can take away feelings of stress, anxiety, and even sadness. Few activities can lift the spirit as much as this one can. As we get older, it serves as a reminder that we are still alive, able to be joyful and worthy of great personal satisfaction. Masturbation is a way to honor the body's needs without shame, guilt, or societal judgment. It's based on the idea that the journey of pleasure continues in different but equally beautiful ways until the very end of life. When an older person masturbates, they don't just feel better for a moment. It has a deeper, longer-lasting effect on their overall health, especially when it comes to improving sleep quality. As people get older, restful sleep becomes more important for keeping their physical and mental health, and the relaxation that comes after masturbation can help ease tension, allowing for a more peaceful night's rest. Masturbation has a bigger psychological impact than one might first think. Masturbation serves as a potent tool for fostering self-awareness and self-compassion, assisting older individuals in reclaiming a sense of agency over their bodies that they may have previously lost due to the effects of aging. In a world where getting older often means feeling vulnerable, out of control, and even disconnected from one's own body, masturbation offers a way to regain some of that control. It's a chance to feel in tune with oneself and see one's body as a source of comfort rather than a source of disappointment. This renewed connection boosts self-esteem and helps people become more positive and accepting of their aging bodies, which can be very empowering. However, as with all enjoyable activities, there exists a boundary that, if crossed, can transform this intimate practice from beneficial to potentially harmful. We should not ignore the physical and emotional effects of excessive or compulsive masturbation, especially as a person ages. Overstimulating the genital nerves can make them more sensitive, which might sound beneficial at first, but can lead to pain or a short-term loss of sensitivity over time. This hypersensitivity can lead to a frustrating cycle where individuals require increasing levels of intense stimulation to achieve the same level of pleasure. This, in turn, can lead to a growing sense of dissatisfaction and even anxiety, as a simple act of self-pleasure no longer provides the same level of fulfillment. However, the most important effect of excessive masturbation in old age is not physical, it's emotional. In my experience, many older adults turn to masturbation as a way to escape from more painful emotions like loneliness, anxiety, or depression. Could make family dynamics worse. This could potentially lead to a shift in family dynamics, leaving many individuals to confront the isolating silence of life without the constant presence of their loved ones. In these times, masturbation can offer a short reprieve and a way to temporarily ignore the pain of loneliness, but when it becomes the main or only source of comfort, it can deepen the emotional void and create It's especially dangerous for older adults because they don't always realize how emotionally isolated they are. The more they retreat into the solitary world of self-stimulation, the less likely they are to seek out meaningful, fulfilling connections with other people. While masturbation and moderation can be a healthy part of one's sexual expression, when it becomes a replacement for human interaction and emotional fulfillment, it can leave a person feeling more alone than ever. In the end, like with everything else, balance is key. Masturbation can be a very satisfying and healing activity for older people, providing physical relief, emotional connection, and a sense of independence. However, overindulgence in masturbation can lead to negative consequences such as frustration, loneliness, and emotional dependence. To find that balance, you have to be honest with yourself, know yourself, and most importantly, be kind to yourself instead of looking for love, support, or company. As an alternative to slowly pulling away from the world around them, some people may turn to self-stimulation. Masturbation can make people feel even more emotionally disconnected, which can lead to a strong sense of being alone. From a professional point of view, what do medical studies say about masturbation in old age? Masturbation is not inherently detrimental for you. In fact, it can be beneficial for your health. In moderation, it's fine, but like any activity, too much of it can have unintended effects that can affect both the body and the mind. Researchers have extensively studied the effects of compulsive masturbation in older individuals, particularly when it becomes their primary method of releasing sexual or emotional stress. Overstimulation can make you physically and mentally tired. This fatigue can make it harder to keep up the energy and motivation you need to do important daily tasks. As we all know, staying active through exercise is especially important for older people. Mobility builds muscle and protects the heart. However, excessive masturbation can lead to a lack of motivation or drive to exercise, resulting in a less active lifestyle. This, in turn, can lead to health issues as you age, such as an increased risk of heart disease, a loss of muscle tone, and reduced flexibility. The first comment below lets me know that you are still watching this video with me. If you find these lessons helpful in addition to the physical effects, if you're older and live alone, you may resort to masturbation as a means of satisfying your sexual needs. Meet your sexual needs. Another important thing to think about is how too much self-stimulation can affect your relationships with other people. Individuals in relationships often encounter additional challenges. If someone is in a long-term relationship, frequent or compulsive masturbation can slowly replace shared intimacy. This can lead to a growing emotional and physical distance between partners, replacing the deep connection and affection that once bound them with individual acts that leave little room for mutual pleasure. The result can be a relationship that feels disconnected, where one or both partners feel emotionally and physically neglected or unsatisfied. Finding a balance is important. Masturbation shouldn't replace intimacy with a partner. Instead, it should be seen as an addition to the shared connection. This way, masturbation won't get in the way of the loving, intimate contact that keeps relationships strong and healthy on an emotional and psychological level. Additionally, excessive masturbation can elicit negative emotions, particularly for individuals who grew up in environments that stigmatized, shamed, or concealed sexuality. For many older adults, these deeply held beliefs can make them fight internally when they masturbate. These individuals may immediately experience feelings of guilt, shame, or remorse after experiencing the pleasure of masturbation. This internal conflict between the need for pleasure and the strong belief that such actions are morally wrong can be detrimental on a person's self-esteem and mental health. They may feel trapped in a cycle of pleasure and self-judgment, exacerbating their loneliness and isolation due to this ongoing internal conflict. Having to fight this battle can be draining on your mental health, causing anxiety, sadness, and a loss of self-worth. It is important to remember that these feelings are normal, especially for people who grew up in more conservative or oppressive countries. However, it's advisable to confront these feelings directly. In closing, working on accepting yourself can be very freeing for you. Masturbating in old age is not dangerous if done in moderation, and it can even be beneficial for you in many ways, both physically and emotionally. When you rely too much on self-stimulation, it's important to keep these things in mind. Finding a healthy balance is important to make sure that masturbation is a positive part of your sexual and emotional health and not a source of isolation or shame. As we get older, self-awareness and self-compassion become even more important for living a fulfilling, balanced life. Understanding that sexuality remains a natural, beautiful, and deeply positive aspect of human nature, free from unnecessary guilt or shame, is crucial in these situations. Even in old age, connecting with your body through sexual pleasure is not only normal, but it can also serve as a valuable means of self-expression and stress relief. However, if masturbation turns into an emotional escape rather than meaningful human contact, it could indicate a deeper issue that requires attention. Getting emotional support in other ways, like therapy, counseling, or meeting with loved ones, can be very helpful. These connections can provide much-needed emotional nourishment that goes beyond the short-lived pleasure of self-stimulation. Many people worry about whether masturbating in old age has any long-term physical risks. This is why it's important to bust the persistent myths that have caused so much unnecessary stress for so many. Contrary to old beliefs, there is no credible medical evidence to suggest that masturbation damages sexual organs permanently or speeds up the aging process. Also, studies have shown over and over that masturbation has nothing to do with serious illnesses like prostate cancer or sexual problems like erectile dysfunction or impotence. Spreading these lies only makes people more afraid, especially older adults who may already feel vulnerable about their changing bodies. In moderation, as long as there are no long-term health risks, moderation remains the best way to maximize the benefits of masturbation without experiencing unpleasant side effects. Over time, masturbating too much can still make you physically and mentally tired. The frequent release of energy that happens when people don't get enough rest or food can leave them feeling physically and mentally worn out. Another possible effect of overindulging is a long-term drop in libido. Compulsive overindulgence in the act of satisfying sexual desire can lead to a diminished sense of drive, potentially resulting in long-term dissatisfaction or anger. When done mindfully and in moderation, masturbation in old age has many physical and emotional benefits. On a physical level, it improves blood flow and keeps genital tissues flexible, which helps maintain sexual function. On an emotional level, it can be a very helpful way to deal with stress, anxiety, or loneliness, giving many people a chance to reconnect with their bodies and feel good about their own vitality and self-worth. But as with everything else, balance is key. If masturbation dominates your life or gets in the way of other important things, consider what's causing it. Is it loneliness, anxiety, or a lack of emotional connection? It's important to deal with these problems head-on and find healthier ways to meet your emotional and physical needs. Hobbies, social interactions, or physical activities like yoga or walking can help you get back to a more balanced view of pleasure and well-being. While masturbation is normal and healthy for older individuals, it's crucial to recognize when it's becoming excessive. When done in moderation, it can be a huge source of physical and emotional happiness, as well as a boost to mental clarity and sexual health. However, it's crucial to recognize when it begins to supplant deeper human connections or when it begins to adversely impact other aspects of life by maintaining a mindful balance. It's possible for older people to enjoy self-pleasure without losing sight of the bigger emotional and social ties that make life better. Thanks for being a part of this deep and important conversation about wanting to please yourself in old age. What have you learned so far? Would love to hear from you. What is one thing you plan to use from what you've learned today? Feel free to say what you think in the space below. If you liked this video, please leave a comment and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this. Your support helps us continue talking about these important issues.